Welcome to Ahmed's World Time Trek. Today, we embark on a journey through the life of a revolutionary leader, Che Guevara. Before becoming an iconic revolutionary figure, Che Guevara had a remarkable journey that shaped his ideals and set the stage for his historic meeting with Fidel Castro. Born in Argentina, Ernesto Che Guevara embarked on a transformative journey in his early years. He chose medicine to study, and he set out on a motorcycle journey across South America, witnessing the poverty and injustices that plagued the continent. Guevara's experiences during his travels fueled his political awakening. He became increasingly aware of the exploitation and inequality prevalent in Latin America. Inspired by Marxist ideals, he joined revolutionary movements and sought to change the status quo. He arrived in Guatemala in 1953 after completing medical degree. He was drawn to the country by its progressive president, Jacobo Arbenz, who was implementing a number of social and economic reforms, including land redistribution. Guevara quickly became involved in Guatemalan politics, working with Arbenz and other revolutionaries to promote socialism and combat the growing threat of U.S. intervention. He also began to develop his own theories about revolutionary warfare, which would later be put into practice in Cuba. In 1954, the United States backed a right-wing coup that overthrew Arbenz. Guevara was forced to flee to Mexico. Guevara's time in Guatemala was a formative period in his life. It was here that he developed his revolutionary ideology and began to gain experience in organizing and leading guerrilla movements. His experiences in Guatemala would also shape his views on U.S. imperialism and the need for solidarity among Latin American revolutionaries. Fate would bring Guevara and Castro together in Mexico City in 1955. It was a fateful encounter that would change the course of history. Guevara and Castro, driven by their unwavering commitment to social justice, shared a common vision of a revolution that would free the oppressed and challenge the dominance of imperial powers. Guevara, captivated by Castro's charisma and revolutionary spirit, joined forces with him. Together, they formed a bond that would forge an unbreakable partnership in their pursuit of a better future for Cuba. The meeting between Che Guevara and Fidel Castro marked the beginning of a transformative journey. Their shared dreams and determination would lead them to the forefront of the Cuban Revolution and forever change the course of history. Guevara and Castro recognized the importance of building a strong and unified revolutionary movement. They tirelessly worked to organize and train a dedicated group of revolutionaries, preparing them for the challenges that lay ahead. Guevara's strategic brilliance and Castro's charismatic leadership complemented each other. They strategized, devised plans, and sought support from like-minded individuals, both within Cuba and abroad. Guevara and Castro operated clandestinely, carefully avoiding detection by the authorities. They acquired weapons, established safe houses, and coordinated their activities, meticulously preparing for the revolution that would soon ignite. Guevara and Castro understood the power of ideas. They tirelessly spread revolutionary messages, rallying support among the Cuban people and inspiring them to rise against the oppressive regime. Guevara played a crucial role in establishing an underground network, organizing cells, and ensuring effective communication among revolutionaries. This network became the backbone of their resistance movement. The road to revolution was not without its challenges. Guevara and Castro faced setbacks, including arrests, surveillance, and internal conflicts. But their determination remained unshaken. The period between meeting Fidel Castro and leading the revolutionary battle was a time of intense preparation and sacrifice for Che Guevara. It was during this time that his revolutionary spirit was honed, laying the foundation for the legendary leader he would become. In the annals of history, few vessels carry the weight of significance like the Granma yacht. This unassuming boat became the catalyst that ignited the Cuban Revolution, a revolution that would forever reshape the destiny of a nation. In late 1956, the Granma yacht set sail from Tuxpan, Mexico, carrying 82 revolutionaries led by Fidel Castro, including the indomitable Che Guevara. Their destination, Cuba, the battleground for their audacious quest for freedom. The journey aboard the Granma was treacherous and fraught with challenges. The boat was overcrowded, and the sea conditions tested the resilience of the revolutionaries. They endured storms, sickness, and the constant threat of discovery by the authorities. On December 2, 1956, after a grueling journey, the Granma finally reached the shores of Los Colorados, Cuba. However, they were immediately met with an intense firefight with government forces, forcing them to disperse into the Sierra Maestra Mountains. The 12 rebels survived the Granma landing and subsequent clashes with Batista's forces, including Fidel Castro, Raúl Castro, Che Guevara, Camilo Cienfuegos, and few others. All of the other rebels who participated in the Granma landing were either killed, captured, or left behind. The survival of the revolutionaries depended on their ability to regroup and adapt. They scattered in small groups across the Sierra Maestra, launching a guerrilla warfare campaign against the authoritarian regime of Fulgencio Batista. Guevara's leadership style was marked by meticulous planning and a deep understanding of the local conditions. He would conduct thorough reconnaissance, analyze the enemy's weaknesses, and devise strategies to exploit them. One of Guevara's key tactics was the element of surprise. He would carefully select targets and launch swift and unexpected attacks on enemy positions, catching them off guard and demoralizing their forces. Guevara's leadership went beyond strategic planning. He inspired his troops through his own unwavering commitment and fearlessness on the battlefield. Guevara led by example, often at the forefront of the fighting. Guevara's guerrilla forces, often outnumbered and outgunned, relied on their agility and knowledge of the terrain to wage hit-and-run attacks. They exploited the element of surprise, striking swiftly and retreating before the enemy could mount a significant counteroffensive. Guevara understood the importance of unconventional tactics. His forces employed ambushes, sabotage, and hit-and-run tactics to disrupt enemy supply lines, demoralize their troops, and weaken their control. Guevara recognized the importance of winning the hearts and minds of the local population. His forces provided medical assistance, education, and agricultural support, earning the support and loyalty of the communities they operated in. Guevara's leadership and strategic acumen led to notable victories in battles such as the Battle of Santa Clara and the Battle of Fomento. These victories bolstered the morale of his forces and propelled the revolution forward. Che Guevara's leadership as a guerrilla commander left an indelible mark on the history of revolution. His strategic brilliance, unwavering determination, and ability to inspire his troops propelled him to become a legendary figure in the fight for justice and equality. The revolutionaries' relentless efforts, culminating in key battles like the Battle of Santa Clara, eventually led to the collapse of Batista's regime. On January 1, 1959, the Cuban Revolution emerged victorious, marking the beginning of a new era for the island nation. In 1959, the revolutionary government extended its application to the whole of the republic, and to those it considered war criminals captured and tried after the revolution. According to the Cuban Ministry of Justice, this latter extension was supported by the majority of the population, however, followed the same procedure as those in the Nuremberg trials held by the Allies after World War II. After the triumph of the revolution in 1959, Che Guevara was entrusted with crucial tasks by Fidel Castro. Firstly, he was appointed as the commander of La Habana Fortress, where he aimed to establish revolutionary justice and hold accountable those considered war criminals, traitors, and informants. Guevara's approach was marked by revolutionary tribunals, which were conducted by a panel of army officers, an assessor, and a respected local citizen. These tribunals aimed to deliver justice for crimes such as desertion, treason, rape, torture, and murder. Though the death penalty was imposed in some cases, it is important to note that the context of the time was highly charged, with the Cuban public demanding justice for the atrocities committed under the previous regime of Fulgencio Batista. Alongside revolutionary justice, Guevara was instrumental in implementing agrarian land reform. The reform aimed to address the profound social and economic inequalities in Cuban society by redistributing land and limiting the size of farms. Guevara emphasized the importance of social justice, stating that land redistribution was key to achieving a fairer society. The law enacted in May 1959 limited the size of farms to 1,000 acres and expropriated holdings beyond that limit, redistributing the land to peasants in smaller parcels or establishing state-run communes. Join us in our next video, where we delve into the intriguing aspects of Che Guevara's afterlife and his involvement in the afterlife. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like these.